Bobby Shmurda tour canceled. Look, he was set to hit the road on a Still Alive tour from May 15th running into June 14th. Well, that's been canceled 8 days before the tour was officially supposed to kick off. Allegedly, the man only sold 10 tickets per city. Wasn't nobody coming to see Bobby Smurda with all that gyrating he been doing since he got out of prison. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Well, Bobby Smurda spoke. He say, uh, don't put your career, your business in nobody else's hands. He's suing these people, blah, blah, blah. He knew he wasn't supposed to work with him anyway. Well, look here, bro. The promoters have responded. Yeah, they say, let me know when you want to catch that fade. You're not gonna be talking to me like this, all type of shit. Look, Bobby caught that pussy. He uploaded the messages just to show everybody how they was talking to him. It was a third party saying, well, y'all both said shit, let's just bury the hatchet, fellas. Look, bro, it's over. It's over. Bobby Smurda, Bobby Smurda, Bobby Smurda. I don't know who you signed with or if anybody even just fucking with you like that, bro, but you setting out on going on tour, selling 10 tickets, nigga, give it up, bro. Point blank, period. Everything ain't for everybody. It's called ergonomics. Nigga gotta learn that. You got to learn that, bro. Ergonomics. Every job ain't for everybody. Unfortunately, when Bobby Smurda was doing the Smoney dance, people wanted to see that. They wanted to see that Bobby. But he didn't got out of prison way too loose. Yeah, way too loose. He doing way too much, way too much. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real, man. Scars from the playground. Smokey Robinson. Well, they often call me Speedo, but my real name is Lester. Well, look, he's facing new allegations. It's sexual harassment, and sexual assault from four, not one, not two, not three, but four former housekeepers who filed a complaint against him in Los Angeles Tuesday. The women claim they work for Smokey Robinson, Speedo Twister. Look, bro, Lester. They say they worked for him from 2006 to 2024, but each eventually quit due to the legendary singers repeatedly sexually assaulting them and harassing them. Look, bro, they gonna get everybody. They gonna get everybody. Now, this is Smokey. Everybody knows Smokey. Smokey been a player, what some would say as a gentleman for years, but when you get old, you get freaky. You get freaky and you think things belong to you that don't. Maybe this is what's going on. Look, I'm obliged to believe it, because get what? These people wasn't in the industry or nothing like that, bro. They were just housekeepers. Housekeepers. As much as I like Smokey Robinson's music, I can't put it past nobody because he has a pecker and he's trying to get it wet. Allegedly. Look, y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scores from the playground. Look, Piers Morgan throwing shots at Kanye West. Look, Kanye West stormed out of that interview because he was scared of the questions that Piers Morgan was going to ask. He said it was something about Twitter followers, but it wasn't nothing about Twitter followers. Look, Piers Morgan has responded. He said, yeah, Ye walked out up after 2 minutes. Why? Because he's a sniveling little coward who didn't want me to ask him why he's become a vile, Hitler-loving piece of shit, slathering anti-Semite. He say, I'm happy to continue the interview whenever he grow a pair. Look, bro, that's exactly what happened. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Piers Morgan wasn't going to play with him. Inquiring minds want to know why he's stooping this low so far in the game. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real, bro. It's questions that people want to know that he's scared because DJ Academics ain't going to ask that. DJ Academics, he going to put on that little Nazi shirt and act like it's all good because Kanye's there. But the days of Kanye just being on top of the motherfucking world, feeling like it's just his world, are over, bro. Yeah, the Cousin song did that. Yeah, that did that. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Look, shout out to Piers Morgan for having the cojones to not just sit there and let him talk. Niggas don't want to hear that shit no mas. And I'm talking about black, white, or orange. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Cuba Gooding Jr. has been dismissed from the Diddy lawsuit. Yeah, Lil Roy said allegedly Diddy dropped him off to a yacht and Cuba was trying to take it from him. Look, Cuba has denied that. On top of that, they ain't been able to find him to serve him no papers. So apparently, if you run long enough until the trial starts, they will dismiss this so the trial can keep going. Y'all drop it in the comments. That's not saying Cuba wasn't a part of this, but he ain't gonna have to answer to it. Yeah, bro. Cuba came out and say, bro, it's the craziest thing in the world. I woke up one day and my name was in the news. You know what I mean? Ever since that day, finding him has been like finding Waldo. Where is he? Where is he? The world never knew, but he did an interview in which he said it wasn't him. None of it was true. Look here, he's off. Now we might see him coming to the light. You know what I mean? Now he might make himself visible again and keep making his little 2x movies. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the Playground. Sean Kingston concert request denied by a judge. Look, bro, his lawyers argued that since he didn't got this strict home detention, he ain't been able to make no money. On top of that, the GPS tracking, he can't leave the Southern District of Florida. Him performing at Summerfest in Milwaukee would have gave him some bread to put toward that $1 million worth of stolen merchandise to try to pay that debt back. Judge said no. Instead, he's going to have to wait till sentencing. He's facing 20 years on each count. That's 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and 4 counts of wire fraud with his mother. Now, if you leave it to Willie D, he won't be getting no time. It'll all be probation. Look, that's all bullshit. Willie was supposed to do more time. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. This man is not getting out of this thing lightly. You wanted that 300-inch TV. You wanted that nice little watch. Say why K. Osiris got on one too. Maybe it was a gift. I don't know, bro. But Sean Kingston, he's going to have to do some time, unfortunately, for that. Point blank, period. And if we just being honest, he wasn't making it. Bro, you were into fraud. Let's not make it like you were just big shit in the music industry and making that much fucking bread. You wouldn't have been stealing. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real, bro. Y'all drop it in the comments. Scores from the Playground. A$AP Rocky auditioned for Star Wars in 2018. He went for Lando Calrissian. He didn't get it. He say his audition was trash that day. Yeah, it went end up going to Donald Glover. Childish Gambino. Some people may know him as Donald Glover. Some people may know him as Childish Gambino. But look here, A$AP Rocky say he didn't do good that day for whatever reason it was. He couldn't provide a better character than Childish Gambino. Childish Gambino is a pretty good actor, by the way. We will say that. But look, it was the 2018 film Solo, a Star Wars story. He didn't stop there, bro. Sometimes you gonna get rejected in life. You're gonna get rejected. That's just how it is. But look at him now. He's playing in a new Spike Lee film, Highest to Lowest, a reinterpretation of the 1963 film of the same title. And he playing Denzel Washington's son. He's co-starring with Denzel Washington. This is big shit. Big fucking shit. Every aspiring rapper turned actor can look at A$AP Rocky and say, you know what? Maybe you don't get this because this isn't right. But 5 years later, we got something else for you that's going to be even bigger and better for you. Even though a lot of people know, yeah, Star Wars is a big time thing, but you have to do certain things to get in them film if the legend is true. I don't think Samuel Jackson stooped that low, but the world may never know about the Star Wars trilogy. But Spike Lee, he ain't doing all that type of shit. You want to be in a Spike Lee picture. Look, Spike, if you still stay in Brooklyn, let me know. You know what I mean? Real shit, because I got to meet Spike Lee. If you know Spike Lee, and I know people that know Spike. I know people that know Spike. Maybe I should just ask myself. Point blank, period. But I need to meet Spike Lee. Point blank, period. Nigga, we need to do Crooklyn. We need to redo Crooklyn. Yeah, I could be the nigga sniffing out the bags, the glue bags. Spike played that role, you know what I mean? So don't laugh just yet. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the Play. YNW Melly requests bond for his first-degree murder charges. Look, bruh been in Broward County for 6 years. 6 years, fam. I know a lot of people know Sack Chase and Juvie, and they are the victims. Yeah, they are the victims, but in the court of law, bro, you are innocent to proven guilty. I hate to just go. I'm not siding with nobody, bro, but you're innocent to proven guilty. Meaning, if y'all ain't got enough on him that's gonna stick, bro, at least y'all could do is let that man out on bond. Why? Whether or not he's gonna go through the rest of his life in prison or not, he should be allowed the same freedoms that everybody else. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Now they say if released on bond, the man is gonna be on house arrest, wear an ankle monitor, the whole 9 yards. They just asking them to let that man be at home, be with his family, because you never know how this thing is going to turn up. They might have just what they have to stick. Unfortunately, that don't matter right now, man. That man been in jail since 2019 trying to see if he's guilty or not. Look, bro, he could do that from the house. Yeah, everybody else get the chance. Why would it be any different? Because his man name is Jamel Demons. You know, it's demons. It's not. It's just spelled demons, bro. But it kind of like was weird to me when I seen it. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. Bro, y'all drop it in the comments. I think they should free that man. But a judge will see about that request in a couple days, so we know something soon. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. I ain't gonna say free Melly. I can't say free nobody that get locked up. That's just how I operate, bro. But I can say the man deserves a shot. He deserves a shot to be at home. Drop it in the comments, man. I'm just being, you know what? I promise to tell the truth, the whole truth. So help me God. You know what I mean? Point blank, period. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Young Thug announces release date for You Scuti album. Look, nobody really knows what that means, but this is a highly anticipated project. Nevertheless, if it's anything like money on money, the streams are gonna be astronomical. But this ain't about that. This is only about the fact that I don't know if Young Thug still got it. Yeah, I don't know if he still got it, fam. Now he made another little snippet where he promised that he wasn't gonna cheat on his girl no more. Look, bro, once a cheater, a fucking dog, always a cheater, a fucking dog. You know, and on top of that, the last song, Money on Everything, talking about snitches and shit, bro. Where is your growth? Where the fuck is your growth? Now, YB, NBA young boy, came out of prison and he put something out that's gonna touch that, trigger that heart. You know what I mean? He gonna touch that, on tap on that chest. That nigga shit, Young Thug, that's some ignorant ass shit, man. Sitting there for 5 years, bro, you come out in leather shorts and talking like that. I mean, a nigga gonna have to hear something on this, bro. A nigga gonna have to hear something on this, or a nigga gonna just pass that torch all the way over to Gunna. He got the sound, bro. Gunna got the sound. He got the recipe. He giving a nigga what a nigga think Young Thug should be doing. Nigga want to see some shit that's gonna make you dance, do something too. You know what I mean? But all that old stupid shit and on what's unarguably one of the worst Future verses ever. You know what I mean? It's one of the worst Future songs ever, bro. You had so much thing to do. I ain't even calling him Future no more. We call his ass Novadius Wilburn. Novadius Wilburn is back. The nigga don't even got his dreads no more. I don't know what that nigga is. Point blank, period. But I should have knew something was coming, because like I said, the song Money on Money was lackluster. People just like Young Thug. People are sheepish. People are sheepish. You tell them to like something, they're going to like it. Thug don't even like Thug. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the player. Oh, I did an interview in GQ with a mask on. Somebody say, bro, if you look at him long enough, you'll realize why he really wore that mask. Nigga don't even give a fuck that much about that. You know what I mean? You niggas care about that, not me. Scars from the playground. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. No mas. No mas will I listen to that bullshit just because they say it's him. You know, Nigga don't know who that is, came out of jail. They cloning everybody. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Before a nigga tell me I'm high, this is just me. I'm not high. I'm just a guy. I ain't even fired up yet. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real, bro. But nigga want to see me fire that bitch up. You want to see me fired up and They say, oh, you're high, you're fried. We don't get fried, bro. We don't get fried. This is just me. That's why I can come on a camera. You gotta know you got to have some screws kind of missing to be able to talk to a camera like it's really a person right there in position sitting in front of you. Give me a second. And we're back. Yes, You Scuti will be dropping June 2025. Like I said, this bitch better be live. If it ain't, there you go, me. Had to come out and say, bro, the shit is lackluster. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the Playground. Like, share, subscribe. Do like, share, subscribe, because it helps out the channel. We going up. We're going to figure it out, bro. Unfortunately, it's going to take a minute. You know what I mean? It's going to take a minute. Everything that's worth having, going to take you something to get it. Remember that. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the Playground. Big homie CC denies bodyguarding for Busta Rhymes. Now look here, bro. Look here, bro. That's when I told you. Everybody just playing. Now this man then went viral for saying he had to protect Busta Rhymes in the club. Busta Rhymes was requesting fun boys and all this other type of shit. Now only to find out this man ain't never protected Busta Rhymes. That's why Wack 100 was on his ass, because Wack 100 fuck with Busta. Like I said, bro, I believe Busta Rhymes. I'm obliged to believe Busta Rhymes like them boys. Why? It's just in his character, bro. It's in his character. I see it in him. Yeah, I see it in him. I see it in him. So I believe what Big Homie CC saying, but when this is some information that you have got for somebody, you got to say that. You can't put this like you was in the first person experience. You can't say that like you were a bodyguard. And he even said he wasn't a bodyguard for Diddy. Well, you were in the paperwork, brother. Yeah, you in the paperwork to say you were Diddy's bodyguard. You know what I mean? So we're going to have to see how that information plays out. But don't say you did this and did that for a person and it turns out you wasn't even working for him. Let's just be honest, bro. That right there, and you say, you know what, Big Homie CC, I respect him, because he say some people just had to get under the fire so he can put out his message, protect the women and kids. He say nobody wasn't saying that before he was saying it. Look, bro, take it from a nigga that was married 16, 17 years. They got 3 babies, you know what I mean? All girls, bro. Yeah, I've been saying protect the women and babies. Unfortunately, your niggas don't listen much. Point blank periods. Drop it in the comments. Shout out Big Homie CC, but take off the gloves, fam. Take off the gloves. Why? Because you're grown. Take off the gloves. Why? You shouldn't even be thinking that way, like somebody coming to get you at any point. Take off the gloves. Why? It's starting to look like just a show. It's starting to look like it's just character, bro. Take off the gloves. Why? That shit lame, fam. Point blank, period. Talk for yourself. Why? And leave your homeboy at home. He talk too much. It's getting annoying. Yeah, take off the gloves and leave your homeboy at home. Why? Because, bro, he's bringing way more attention than you need, bro. You just a big guy. Yeah, despite what anybody might say about you, you don't want that trouble like you think you do. Nobody really wants trouble. Who's living in the world and just saying, oh, I want trouble, I welcome smoke, I smoke. Bro, you don't want smoke that you don't need. Unintended smoke for what? It just add problems to your life. Take it from a nigga that knows something about that. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the Playground.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business. Big